Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am actually going to be testing out and reviewing the new Urban Decay She-Hulk palette. If you guys caught my latest purchase or pass video, I did talk quite a bit of my thoughts on this one. I originally was not going to pick this up, but it actually arrived in my mailbox yesterday, so I figured we would go ahead and swatch it, test it out. By the way, I know my hair is so crazy right now, but I literally just got it done and the toner, it got a little overboard. So it's a little gray, but it should fade out, I would think, in a couple weeks after a couple washes. So yeah, that's why the hair is a little bit crazy to me, at least. I feel like I'm just in a bit of a shock because I haven't had my hair like this dark in a while. So I think I'm just not used to it quite yet. So we'll see about that. Anyways, back to the palette. So Urban Decay has done a collab palette with the new TV series She-Hulk, which is on Disney Plus. I believe you can watch it now, if I am correct. I could be wrong. It seems like Urban Decay is liking to collab with Marvel. They did the Eternals, I think, last year with them. And Urban Decay has always done really fun collab palettes back in the day, so it's fun to see them collabing with different series and stuff. And the packaging on this is really pretty, but I wasn't gonna buy it because I didn't love the color story. I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. Here is the packaging. Here it is very beautiful, very metallic, almost like holographic a little bit, or duochrome. And then it kind of lifts up here. The inside packaging kind of changes shape when you move it around, like that slicky packaging, which is kind of fun. So they have that instead of a mirror. I don't know, I probably would have preferred a mirror, but it's definitely something unique. I could see that a lot went into the packaging. It is more of a cardboard style, and then you have your shades here. So this is the She-Hulk palette. Apparently most of the colors, obviously when we think of the Hulk, I don't know much about the She-Hulk, but the Hulk, he turns green, so you would expect to see a lot of greens in the palette. Apparently in the TV series there's also a lot of purples. This palette is available now. It looks like it is available on Urban Decay. I'm assuming it's gonna come to Ulta. I'm not sure about Sephora, but I know Ulta usually gets the collab palettes. It retails for $45, which it seems like maybe a little bit cheaper. Isn't their naked palettes usually $49? So maybe a little bit cheaper, although it doesn't have like a ton of shades in it. And it kind of looks like it almost has these like mini palettes included, like this could be a palette, this could be a palette, like kind of color stories here. So let me go ahead and swatch the colors. So this first one is Courtroom Realness. Next we have Case Closed. This one's on the lighter side. This is Gamma Glow. We have Take a Stand, No Further Questions, and this kind of duochrome, which is Thunderclap. Then in the middle they have this big green Hulk Out shade, which is probably my favorite one in the palette. I think it's the best shimmer in here. We have My Voice, Crushing It, Brains and Brawn. This one is Trademark This. Kind of a more duochrome again. We have Wayho Warrior, and then Super Suit Up. So that is how the palette is swatched. I would say the mattes seem pretty pigmented. The shimmers, they have some really pretty sparkle in there, but I think they could be just a little bit more punchy. But let's go ahead and we'll get into the two looks I did using the palette. So I went ahead and primed with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this Case Closed shade. It's a pretty light tone in general, so it's not doing a whole lot for me, even using a very small brush to blend this out. But it might help kind of blend some of the other mattes in the palette. We're going to deepen that up with this Take a Stand. This does seem like a nice brown for Urban Decay. It does get a little deeper than usual, so that's nice. So for the outer corner here, we're gonna go ahead and do the Wayho Warrior, and I'm just tapping that on with this kind of flat brush. I'm gonna go on top of that with my finger here. Wiping that off, we're gonna go into Hulk Out in the inner portion. Kind of incorporating the purple and the green together. I feel like this is a nicer shimmer than the purple was. And taking my finger again and just going over top to darken the green. And then to kind of mesh these shades together, with my pinky, I'm gonna go into the Trademark This and kind of place this in the middle where those lines meet and just kind of tap that together. And for the lower lash line, we'll take the shade, which is My Voice here, and I'm gonna smudge this underneath. Here is a close-up of the eyes for this look. I decided we're gonna do 2 looks just because I'm not in love with this one at first. If you want something just very light, still colorful, that you could wear for every day, then maybe you could try this out, but I'm really not feeling this myself, so we're gonna try something else as well. Okay, for look number 2, let's play more with the greens because I do love my greens. So you can kind of do this whole little mini section here. This kind of all goes together, these kind of go together. So we're gonna take Courtroom Realness in the crease this time. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do Take a Stand, the brown again. This time I'm gonna put that in the outer corner. I wish they had this brown in the Urban Decay like Wild Greens palette, because that palette sure needed some depth here. But it is getting a little bit patchy as I'm starting to kind of deepen it up and trying to blend. I could see just a little bit of skipping here. Taking that a little bit on the lower lash line as well, just very lightly, since this brush is a little big for that area. But we'll do it kind of smoky like so. Dampening my brush, we're gonna take the Thunderclap shade. Again, it's a little sheer using a brush, and I'll use my finger to go over that to kind of intensify it a little more. This does have some really pretty like glitters in it, I will say. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that look. It's a little bit more neutral. Definitely got a little more depth than we did with the first look. I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on. You'll see the full look complete with my blush, bronzer, lip color, and all that, and we'll get into my final thoughts. Okay guys, so for my thoughts here and conclusions on the Urban Decay She-Hulk palette, I feel like I said this from the beginning, but I just think it could be so much more, especially with the collab with Marvel. I just expect a little bit more from them, more color, more punchier shades, but I mean, this is a typical Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. If you're used to their formula, if you enjoy their stuff, you may like this one as well. I feel like this is definitely for those of you who do like more of a sheer wash of color, something for every day. For me, when I'm reaching for a colorful palette, I want it to be pretty powerful, pretty pigmented. There is some beautiful shimmers in here, but I just think they need to be stepped up a bit. They're not as metallic as a lot of my other palettes that are the same price range from like indie brands even higher end brands as well, and drugstore brands. Let's say Nomad, they do amazing colors, as well as Odin's Eye. They have some of the best colorful shadows. I know they're not as easy to get your hands on as Urban Decay is, but I would definitely recommend their stuff if you want more color, more metallic, more shimmer on the eyes. These are just more on the subtle side. It kind of reminds me of the way that the Urban Decay like Cyber palette was. I just was not in love with that palette, but some people really enjoyed it for the sheer wash of color that it gave. This is just, it's a little bit more pigmented than that, but their shimmers are just not up to standard high-end shadows in my opinion. For me, this could have been so much better by adding maybe one medium matte green to kind of go with that section of the eyeshadows and go with these greens here, and one matte purple. For some reason, Urban Decay constantly puts these warm neutrals in all of their eyeshadow palettes, even when it doesn't quite go with the color story. They did it with the Cyber palette, even the Wild Greens. I really enjoy that palette too, but it's missing something. I feel like a lot of their palettes are okay, but they're just missing something for me, and this one also is as well. If you kind of like these colors, if you're wanting to try something similar from them that I do enjoy, their Wild Greens palette is actually pretty good. It doesn't have a deeper brown though, it's more of a medium brown, but I actually liked that palette from them. And if you like these kind of lighter green tones in this section in general, definitely try out their Naked Foxy palette. It's a mini palette. I actually wear mine quite a bit. I really enjoy it. I can get a similar look to this with that one, but it's $29 instead of buying this. You won't have these shades really, but I feel like I'm not going to use those so much because I just feel like I don't have the right colors to go with it. I just did not have the best experience here at using this one. I wouldn't say it's worth $45, and we all know that Urban Decay palettes they come out and they go on sale about 2 months later, so I expect that to also happen here. That's gonna be kind of my thoughts here on the She-Hulk collection. I want to know your guys' opinions as well. If you guys have a totally different opinion than me, I would love to hear it. Let me know if you guys are excited about this one, if you're gonna be passing on this one. For me, it's for sure pass. I just think there's so much better out there. If you guys love color, check out this new Nomad palette. I feel like it has those similar tones as the She-Hulk, but like these actually look so pigmented on the eyes. I really like the Nomad formula. This one they just launched. It's their Bosque Nuboso de Monteverde. Hopefully I said that right, but how beautiful is that? Can't wait to play here. As I mentioned earlier, if I'm going for color, I'm gonna go for color. But I totally see that some of you guys just want that little subtleness, just want to kind of experiment a bit too. I'm gonna have everything mentioned linked down below, including some of the other Urban Decay palettes, the She-Hulk, and also I'll link this Nomad one as well if you want to try something a little more bold. But that's gonna be it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.